An imaginary number is a complex number that can be written as a real number multiplied by the imaginary unit I. I equals the square root of -1. I squared equals -1. So if we have a problem, 4 plus 8i minus 9 minus 3i, we're going to combine like terms, which is going to be 4 plus 9. Since it's going to be 4 plus -9, that's going to equal -5. So then we're just going to bring our subtraction sign down to our standard form, and then we're going to combine 8i and -3i. So we're doing 8i minus -3i, which is going to be a plus positive, which is going to give us 11i. And since I isn't already a negative number, 11i is going to be a negative number. So then we're just going to put plus positive, which is going to equal -5 plus 11i. And that's going to be our standard form answer. Okay, so when you have a problem like 6 minus 3i divided by 3 plus 2i, you're going to make this equation equal another division equation. The division equation is going to be the opposite of your denominator. So instead of addition sign, it's going to be a subtraction sign. So it's going to be 3 minus 2i. And that's going to be your numerator and your denominator. Okay, so we're going to multiply each factor with the opposite equation. So it's going to be 6 times 3, and that is going to give us 18 minus 6 times -2. And that is going to give us 12i. And then you're going to multiply -3i times 3, which is going to give us -9i minus -i times -2i. So that's going to be minus 6i squared. And then that's going to be divided by 3 times 3, which is going to be 9, plus 3 times -2i, which is going to be -6i, times 2i times 3, which is going to be 6i, plus 2i times -2i, which is going to give us -4i squared. Okay, so now you're going to simplify. We know when I squared is going to equal -1. And this is going to be a plus positive. So now we're going to rewrite it in combined like terms. So it's going to be 18 minus 21i plus 6 -1. That's going to be over 9 minus 4 -1. Okay, so now we're going to continue simplifying and combining like terms. 6 times -1 equals -6. -6 plus 18 equals 12. And then you already have I, so it's going to be minus 21i. And that's going to be divided by 4 times -1 equals -4. So it's going to be a plus positive. So 9 plus 4 equals 13. So now, since we came in with two problems, we're going to leave with two equations. It's going to be 12 over 13 minus 21 over 13i. That's going to be our answer in standard form. Okay, so for an equation like 2x squared minus 11 equals 47. To find x, you need to subtract 11 on both sides, which soon would become an addition sign. So you're going to add 11 on both sides. That's going to equal to -36. And then you're going to bring down the equal sign and bring down the 2x squared. And then you're going to divide 2 on both sides. And that will become x squared equals to -18. And x squared is not finding the sum of x. So you're going to put a square root over it, which will cross out the cube and the square root. And you're going to put a square root on this side. So x equals the square root of -18. Okay, if you have a problem like 2x minus 3 equals y plus 5x, and they give you y equals -3x minus 3. You're going to plug in for y and then rewrite it out to have a better understanding. So for here, it's going to be 2x minus 3 equals -3x minus 3 plus 5x. Okay, so now you're going to combine like terms. You're going to start from left to right. So it's going to be 2x, but I can go in there, so I'm going to cross that out. It's going to be like 2x plus -3x. So it's going to be -3 equals 5x minus 3 plus 5x. Okay, so you're going to do it again. You're going to add 3, which is not going to be here because you can't do it here. There's going to be adding 3. So it's going to rewrite it again, which is going to be 5x plus 5x square, and then it's going to equal 0. Okay, so our A is going to equal 5, our B is going to equal 5, our C is going to equal 0. Is referring to the method over here on the left hand. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to plug in A, B, and C to the method that is also to the left. B is 5. A is also 5. C is 0. And A is 5. So now we're just going to solve it. We know anything times 0 is going to be 0. So we can cross that out. So we can bring down -5 plus positive equal, so 5 times 5 is 25. So it's going to be the square root of 25. That's going to be over 2 times 5, which is 10. When dealing with the add and subtract sign, that means there's going to be two answers. One you're going to have to add, and one that you're going to have to subtract. So during the adding one, it's going to be 5 plus the square root of 25. The square root of 25 is 5. So I'm going to put 5 over 10. Then for the subtract, it's going to be 5 minus 5 over 10. So it's going to be 10 over 10. It's going to be 1 whole. And then 5 minus 5 equals 0. And it's going to be 0 over 10. So it's going to be 0. So first answer is going to be 1 and 0. Okay, we just found out that our x equals 1. And our answer is going to be in a plot formation. So all we need to do is just find y. To find y, we're going to plug in x for the y equation. So our y equation is y equals negative 3x minus 3. Another way to write y is fx. Then we'll just plug in the rest. Negative 3x minus 3. Now we can just plug in x. And x is going to equal 1. So it's going to be f1 equals negative 3, 1 minus 3. So negative 3 times 1 equals negative 3. Negative 3 minus 3 is going to equal negative 6. So our y is going to equal 6. And that will be our second answer. Okay, if you have an equation like the last one we just did, but with less numbers, such as x squared plus y squared equals a number, and they gave you y, you need to plug in y to the equation. For my equation is going to be x squared plus x plus 3, and then again x plus 3, and that's going to equal 1600. Okay, so now you're going to distribute x. So x times x, which would be plus x squared, then x times 3 would be plus 3x. Then you're going to distribute the 3. So it's going to be 3 times x. It's going to be plus 3x. And then you're going to distribute it to the 3. It's going to be plus 3 times 3, which equals 9. Then it's going to equal 1600. So now you're going to subtract 1600 on both sides. You can only go into 9 because 9 is the only factor that does not have x. And it's going to cross out. It's going to go here. And it's going to equal to negative 1,591. Then the whole equation is going to equal to 0. And then you just combine all the like terms. So that's going to equal 2x squared plus 6x. And 2x squared is going to be your a. Six x is going to be your b. And negative 1,591 is going to be your c. Okay, so now all we're going to do is just plug in all the numbers. B equals 6, A equals 2, and C equals 1,591. Okay, so now we can just simplify it. So it's going to be negative 6 plus minus the square root of 36 plus 12,728 over 4. Okay, so now you're going to add and subtract to get two answers. So it's going to be negative 6 plus the square root of 12,764 over 4. And the other problem is negative 6 minus square root over 4. Okay, so this is going to equal 106.9778 over 4. And this is going to equal to 118.97 0.9778 over 4. And then divided by 4 is going to equal to 26.745 and negative 29.745.